ChristianGeekCentral.com. Christians are doing all kinds of things on the internet these days. Some things are cool, some things are strange. I'd like to tell you about what I found Christians doing on this internet. Welcome to the Christian Geek Radar.
Hi, I'm Peter Franson from ChristianGeekCentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions, here with your Christian Geek Radar, covering the months of both December and January, since there wasn't a ton of stuff going on in December. So I'm going to look back at just some of the highlights of things that I think might be of interest to Christian geeks out there that happened or were announced or whatever on the web in the last 2 months, December and January. First off, I came across an article in which Wolverine Hugh Jackman comes out and shares his faith in an interview when he's talking about a play that he's been working on recently. I think it's about the Apostle Paul. And he talks about his faith a number of times, opens up frequently without being prompted or asked during the interview. It really just seemed to come naturally for him to kind of talk about it. Maybe that's the context of the play that's bringing that about, but I thought it was really interesting. The specifics of his faith were underneath some fairly vague or even popular spiritual phrases and ideas, so I'm not really clear on, what it means to Hugh Jackman when he says that he's a Christian, if he's a Bible-believing Christian, or what all that means. But it is a very interesting article, and it actually that doesn't shock me a whole lot. He's one of these actors that I see do movies where he just for the most part chooses roles that have class, and he's not doing any kind of raunchy sex scenes and stuff like that. He generally chooses classy movies and classy roles to be a part of. So you can find the original article with all that information at parade.com. The name of that article, The Hugh You Never Knew, From Lost Boy to Blackbeard. Again, that's at parade.com. Let's see what else. Oh, Relevant Magazine did an article recently talking about the possibility of intelligent extraterrestrial life, and included in that article is a conversation with a Christian scientist who responds to the speculation that recent scientific evidence suggests the possibility of a highly advanced alien civilization only 1,500 light years away from Earth. Now, one thing that's, I think always worth noting when people are talking about scientists and data is showing that life could exist, blah, 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 that very often it's just one of many possibilities that's being explored, and there tends to be a tendency to, I think, make it sound a lot more likely than it really is that life exists on other planets. As far as my position, I believe, sure, it's definitely possible that that there's physical extraterrestrial life out there, aside from the interdimensional, the extra-dimensional life that we already know exists from the Bible. Absolutely, I think there could be physical alien life out there that's intelligent. I have some views on why I think we are very unlikely to interact with that life until after Christ establishes his kingdom here on Earth, but I won't go into that right now. I guess if you guys want, I can do a video on that sometime. But anyway, this was an interesting article at relevantmagazine.com. The title, Would Discovering Aliens Change Our Theology? You can check it out again at relevantmagazine.com. And then there was a number of video game announcements and releases coming from Christian video game creators. The first one that I came across was Kings of Israel, which is now on Steam. The publisher writes, based on the strategic board game of the same name, Kings of Israel takes place in ancient Israel during the reign of its kings up until Israel's destruction by Assyria. The player must use their team of prophets to fight evil growing within Israel while trying to build the altars needed to win the game. Life will not be easy for the team of prophets. Each turn, evil grows within Israel, idols may be built, and chaos continues every turn that a bad king leads Israel. But if the player plans well and uses their actions and resources carefully, they will prevail and go on to new and more difficult battles. So again, Kings of Israel, now available on Steam. Then probably the biggest blip on my radar as far as Christian video games go is That Dragon Cancer. This is a video game that chronicles the experiences that a husband and wife had while their young son, their toddler son, I want to say maybe just 2 or 3 years old, was battling cancer and ultimately lost that battle. And this through recorded audio from family home videos and recreated conversations of the actual people that lived these events. They created this game that takes the player along the journey that they went on, in which they asked some really difficult questions and had moments of anger toward God. And I think it's just a wonderful game, but I want to recommend to everybody but I can't. For more information on my thoughts on the game, you can check out my review of that on this channel or at ChristianGeekCentral.com. That Dragon Cancer, a Christian review, or the alternate title, What Christian Video Games Should Be. And I definitely think that Dragon Cancer represents what Christian video games should strive to be. That was a really intense experience that I think is a mark on what games can be, not just in the Christian realm of video game creators, but the entire realm of video games as a whole. Moving on, the Gates of Monsool. Gates of Monsool released a trailer, and the publisher writes, Gates of Monsool is a 2D tower defense game based on John Bunyan's Holy War. This game is the first game made by the Christian Developer Network community, where all developers volunteered their time and talent to make this game happen. And for more information about that community, you can visit christiandevs.com, and that's really a cool site just to go to if you want to kind of know what Christian developers are out there and what they're working on. Many of them kind of hang out and connect and announce things through christiandevs.com. Again, the name of this game, Gates of Monsool, and that's spelled Monsoul. Maybe it's pronounced Monsoul. I have no idea. Anyway, more information at christiandevs.com. And then let's see, this last gameplay video is just a teaser. I don't think there's a release date for this game yet, but I haven't checked and updated my info recently. But Sheepmaster is the name of the game. I really don't know anything about what this experience is. It looks like kind of like a casual, maybe an iPhone type of game where you are managing sheep and taking care of them and building maybe your are they called herds of sheep? I don't even know. But anyway, it looks like maybe it's a fairly casual type of gaming experience. Probably not the kind of thing that I'd be interested in, but looks can be deceiving. Again, this is just a teaser trailer, so for more information, just do a search on Sheepmaster game and see what you find. All right, moving on. If you missed it, the website Video Games and the Bible did an interview with Eden Industries developer. Oh, what was his name? Let's see, I don't have it here. But the developer of Citizens of Earth, which is like inspired by, I want to say, Mother, or Earthbound is the American name of that video game. But it's inspired by JRPGs, and in particular Mother or Earthbound. It's kind of got like a cute little sprite type of mentality to it, or look to it, I should say. So it's actually been fairly successful as far as I can tell. It even got ported over to a PS4, at least, maybe Xbox One as well. But Citizens of Earth, it's not a Christian-themed game, but it is developed... Oh, excuse me, I got the name here. Ryan Vandendyke is the name of the developer. But Ryan is a self-professing Christian. So anyway, if you want that interview, you can find it over at videogamesandthebible.com. The name of that article you'll be searching for when you get there is Christian Games Done Right Interview, or just do Citizens of Earth search probably on that site and you can find it. Again, that videogamesandthebible.com is where you can find that audio interview. And then lastly, there was some, in getting away from video games for a second here, there was a little bit of news from Collider.com about the Chronicles of Narnia, the Silver Chair movie. Collider.com recently reported that things are moving forward for the Silver Chair, which will be the first in the rebooted Narnia film series. They did use the word rebooted. And it's going to feature an entirely new production team and cast, and that makes sense because the Pevensey kids aren't in the Silver Chair. At least I don't think they are. It's difficult to speculate at this time what this could mean for the series, especially what a reboot could entail. But given that the movies have not been runaway hits up to this point, it makes sense that they would want to try and freshen things up a bit. Here's hoping that in the process of doing that, they won't strip away the best parts. Anyway, if you want all the information from that article, you can find it at Collider.com. The name of that article, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Silver Chair will reboot the franchise. Collider.com. Anyway, that's all the highlights that I found in the last couple months that I thought would be of interest to Christian geeks. If you find any info that is a blip on your radar, leave it in the comments for me, and maybe I'll include it next time. That's it for now. If you want all access to like all these articles and stuff, you want to keep up to date on what's going on in the world of Christian geekery online, all of these articles get posted as I learn about them. I post little blurbs and links to the source articles at ChristianGeekCentral.com. So that's a great place to go if you just want to stay in the loop of what's going on in the world of Christian geekery online. Again, ChristianGeekCentral.com, of course. Anyway, stay tuned. Next month, I hope to bring you another segment like this one, and with more highlights of Christian geekery online.
For thine is the Christian, and the geek, and the central.com.